Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Thank you for being here. For those of you that don't know, I am Chris, that's Gini. We are Federal Injury Centers, and so are you, by the way. We are really proud to have you all here. Who has ever watched our Wednesday night chat show on Facebook? Okay, so the rest of you, do you have Facebook? You have YouTube? You have a cell phone? Who has a cell phone? You all qualify for Facebook because they have this app. But we're now broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Who likes Instagram? Jeez. Okay, so I don't understand it yet, but they do let you put videos on there. So if you're, whatever you like, we're there. Every Wednesday night at 8 Eastern, we do a class. I call it a class. Some people call it a show in Facebook. We record it on our phone and teach about workers' comp issues. Who here has a workers' comp issue? I mean, most of you, right? Who doesn't have a workers' comp issue? Okay, you don't count. That's funny, though. So what we're doing is we're teaching what you need to do when you get hurt at work. Whatever problems you're having, we're solving it. Anything you're having that's right now, you can go on our live video and you can post a comment. And your comment may be a question, like almost everybody. What do I do if? What happens when? And Jeannie will read the question out loud, and then I answer the question. Who here knows somebody at work that's having some sort of work-related problem, like an injury or something, and is struggling with it? I mean, raise them bigger. Okay, so we're live right now in video. I want to tell you, like more than half the room raise their hand. And that's our experience. Almost everybody knows somebody who's struggling with something at work. Some work-related injury, condition, COVID. I mean, that's still a thing, right? Yeah. And, OWCP is approving these claims almost every time. The way I teach is just try a little bit, and they'll approve it, just a little bit. Who thinks you got to have, I'm going to go on lots of tangents, probably. Who thinks you got to have a positive COVID test to get a COVID claim approved in OWCP? That's good. Oh, no, the answer was nobody. You don't have to have a COVID test. You don't have to have an antibody test. All you need is a good doctor or nurse practitioner who knows how to write a report that explains that you had the symptoms of COVID. Does that sound hard? It's pretty easy. So everybody that you know, by the way, that's had COVID as a result of work. Because look, when the lockdown happened, I was at home wondering, what am I going to do next? I can't go anywhere. They won't let me fly. I can't go in public. All the things I do. But you were working. Who here was locked down during COVID? Yeah. Okay, none of you, right? And so the government says, well, okay, it stands to reason that you might have come in contact with a human that had COVID. Was it a member of the public? Yes. A coworker? Sure. A customer? Okay, that's a member of the public. So if you're in contact with any of those people and you got COVID, you're going to be covered. Just try a little bit. So, our nurse practitioners here can get that approved probably in their sleep. And so let your friends know at work that if they're still struggling, because what are they calling this thing now? Like long-term COVID or long COVID? They're just making up stuff as they go because we don't know all the stuff that's going to happen yet. But when the claim gets approved, whatever comes up next, it gets covered. Does that sound good or good? Okay, and it's like any other injury. So you have a back injury, a shoulder injury, a knee injury, you're covered for the rest of your life. Who knew that? You're covered forever. Forever. Same with COVID. The only issue with COVID is we don't know what's next. What's next? I don't know what long-term COVID means, or who really does. Anyways, my point is I don't want to make this about COVID. That those are covered, everything is covered. But what's the key to having any benefits in OWCP? Meaning being able to access any of your rights, anything that is available to you in OWCP. What's the key? It's getting your claim approved. Who knows anybody that's had a denied claim? Who here's had a denied claim? That was fast. It must have been you. Okay? Who's had a denied claim that was overturned and later approved? How about that? I think that's everybody that said they had a denied claim. They've all been overturned? They've all been approved now? What's that all about?
Still waiting.
Well, you'll keep waiting because it'll happen. It'll happen. So I was looking at the stats today. By the way, for those that are watching, everybody that raised their hand, -1, had a denied claim that was fixed at this Charlotte office, which is amazing. And that's what we do. Our motto is no denied claims. That's for other doctors. And don't you know you can go anywhere and get a claim denied? Can't you?
Yep.
I mean, go anywhere, it doesn't matter. I guarantee you, they will be very skilled at getting your claim denied, prolifically. They can do it. How do I know? Because nationwide, 1 out of 7 people has an accepted claim. What happened to the other 6?
They're sitting at home getting screwed over.
Well, that one was probably the Federal Liquor Centers, and everybody else got hosed. That's right. But here, I come in today and I ask, how many claims have you had and how many are approved? So, 2/3 of the claims here are already approved. We've been going for what, a year? Is that about right? About a year, give or take?
Yeah, almost a year.
And in almost a year, already 2/3 of the people that brought a claim here have had an accepted claim. Does that sound like it's better than 1 out of 7?
Yeah.
A hell of a lot better than 1 out of 7. But so I asked, well, what's up with the other third? Still waiting on a claim examiner to say yes later. Because believe me, they're going to say yes later. That's how it goes. So again, I ask you, who knows somebody at work that's having some work-related problem? An injury, some condition, who knows somebody? I mean, I think everybody knows more than one person.
Yeah.
Don't you know 3 people?
Yes. Yep.
Somebody knows 5 people. I guarantee it. Okay, are your jobs easy?
Nope.
No, you're industrial athletes. What does that mean? I mean, have Mr. Robinson in the back, what an athlete does. I mean, it's hard work. Who wants to do your job? I don't. I don't. You know, how many people do you know have multiple injuries? Everybody that's got one's probably got 2, maybe 3. Okay, so what do you want to do? I asked this question today. How do you make it to retirement? Who would like to do that?
Me.
Your retirement benefits are pretty good. I don't know why I can't talk right. Are pretty good, right? They're good enough that you stick around for 30 years doing that job that nobody else wants to do. But how are you going to get there if you can't make it through your shift tomorrow? Okay, how do you make it through your shift tomorrow if you don't have any benefits? Because who's going to pay your bills? Well, you will if you don't have OWCP benefits, right? So when you got hurt, were you ready for that?
Nope.
No, you can just pull out your pocketbook and good to go. Right? Just pay the bills. Who here has ever asked you for money? Nobody?
Say that again.
You don't get to answer every question. Has anybody in this office asked any of you for money?
No.
No, that's not what we do, right?
Nope.
What if that wasn't available? You know what your doctors would be doing if it wasn't here?
Yep.
To have your insurance card and your co-pays. Does that sound fair?
Nope.
No, why should you pay anything out of your pocket if you have a work injury that the government should be covering?
That's right.
Okay, so that's the issue. Most people, that's 6 out of the 7 people whose claims aren't approved, guess what they're doing? Paying money out of their pocket, worried about how to make it through their next shift. They can't get better because they can't afford it, and they also can't go back to work because they can't do it, and the paycheck isn't free. It takes effort, right? You got to go clock in. So that 2/3 of people with accepted claims already is fantastic. We're crushing the industry standard. Okay, the industry standard of 1 out of 7. You know, nobody should have to deal with that. But you're here, you don't have to. So everybody here raise their hand that they know multiple people that need this help, right?
Yep.
Where are they?
Still struggling to work.
Well, they're not here, are they? No. So they don't hear me talking, do they? So they don't even know me probably, but they know you. Right? So what can you do?
Give them cards.
Does anybody know I wrote a couple of books? Anybody ever seen them? Thank you. Thank you. I hope they were good. If you thought they were entertaining, we got to talk later. It's coming. Maybe. It's up here. Well, the books, there's a certain theme, especially in the last 2, that you're not alone, and we're in this together. And that came because I talk to thousands of you every year. And thousands of you, almost every time, say, I just feel like I'm alone. Like, I'm the only person that's ever been through this before. I'm the only person that's ever had a denied claim, whose supervisor out to get you, trying to fire you, you don't have any money, you're losing your house, you're losing your job, and you're the only one that ever happened to. But it turns out this is how everybody's dealing with it if their claims are denied. 6 out of 7 people, that's how they feel. There's that one person going, I don't know what you're talking about. Mine was fine. Well, you were at Federal Liquor Centers, right? So you know 2 or 3 people that need this help. And 2 years from now, some of those people are going to say to you, why didn't you tell me about this when you knew about it? Because you wouldn't believe how many people say to me, I wish I would have known you then. Okay, I've been doing this thing since I was like way too young to do anything. Okay, I wasn't responsible enough to clean my room. And now I've been doing it for my entire adult life, and I still, and by the way, we've done 1,000 hours of live videos. Easily, more than 1,000 hours of live videos. Written 3 books, done countless live trainings, and there are still thousands of people that have never heard about this. Well, the reason is I can't reach everybody until they reach me first. So who can tell somebody about Wednesday night chats? Yes, yes. Okay, who has a friend at work that you actually think, that's my friend? Really? You know, I do this thing, I say, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, and tell your coworkers who are your friends. And I hope you have one of them. Okay, so just somebody that you like. Tell them about it. Or you like them a little bit. Tell them there's help. Nobody needs to be suffering with this. It is a tragedy when someone has a claim that gets denied and their whole life spirals out of control. It's an unnecessary tragedy. Every single problem, that thunder is perfect time. Every problem that a person has with a work injury can be 100% avoided if on day one they find the right doctor. Because every denied claim is a doctor's fault. Who knows that? Every denied claim is a doctor's fault. When we have a denial, it will be our fault. And we'll fix it. And that's what the other doctors won't do. They'll throw their hands up and say, I can't do any more than this. So good luck, go find help someplace else. We never quit. Has anybody heard my story, the guy who had a denied claim for 8 years? That was 8 years before I ever found him the first time. Guess what happened 8 years later?
He was
Approved. Approved. That guy was fired. Guess what happened after his claim got approved? Turned out he was on vacation. He wasn't fired. He got his job back, and all the time. All the things that happen, thank you, all the bad things that happen can be 100% avoided. And even if we get to it late, it can be fixed. But we can only fix who we can help. We can only help who knows about us. So the theme of you're not alone, the theme of we're all in this together, I wrote that because of you. That was 100% about you. Because the audience of people that are reading these books, the audience of people that are watching our thousands of hours of videos, that is who actually has the most opportunity to help the most people. You can tell people that have never heard about me. And as a result, they can help. As a result, their lives don't spiral out of control. They're not worried about how to make it to the next shift. They're not worried about losing their home, how they're going to pay for their kids' college, and they're not thinking about committing suicide, which is a very real thing. 100% avoidable. So let me ask you again, who here knows somebody at work that they're willing to tell about what we're doing? Can we just get 2 hands each? There's got to be somebody you like enough to say, I'll save your life.
I tell them, but I can't make them up.
What's that?
I tell them all the time, but I can't.
You can bring a horse to water,
That part.
but get them to the water. Okay, just get them there. Yeah.
But we can share this on Facebook with all of our friends and family.
Yeah. So who's been on Facebook this week? Who's even one time? So you know that share button? So when you hit it, it's an arrow. It goes to all your friends.
I just shared.
Thank you. So you can go to our Wednesday night chats when we're doing a live video, or you can go to a past video that you think seems relevant, because we like to title the videos. And all you gotta do is share it. You don't have to say anything. It goes right to your newsfeed, and all of your people will see it. Okay, you can share it on every social media platform. And thank God for social media. When I first started doing this, that didn't even exist. Cell phones weigh 5 pounds, and there was no screen, so forget about that. But now we have this huge opportunity where we can touch tens of thousands of people with one click. Denied claims should be a thing of the past. This should not happen again. And so I'm telling you that the you're not alone is for you. Don't let someone else be alone. Remember when it was you. Remember before Dr. Cox opened this office up, it's a federal con. Remember what you were dealing with. Were you going to Concentra? I'm sure that worked out great. It worked out so good, you're all sitting here. Okay, that's the problem. They're going to the wrong doctors. They're only going to the wrong doctors, not because they want to get screwed over, it's because they just don't know. So tell somebody. Okay, so with that said, I want to introduce a couple of people. This is, to me, really important. We've been doing this for a year. 2/3 of our claims are already accepted. And I would like the 3 people who are writing reports to just come up here for a minute. So they didn't know I was going to. So they didn't know I was going to make them talk and present. So this is their. So this is, you already know them, but this audience that's on this Facebook Live doesn't. And so this is how we get claims accepted. You're all nurse practitioners, right? You're nurse practitioners, not doctors. How the hell do you know how to write reports? Don't answer that. It's rhetorical. So she's been with us the entire time. We're writing reports, getting claims accepted at a rate that nobody else has ever heard of, unless you're with federal. And so I want everyone to see, this is who's doing it. You have a medical doctor that's reviewing yourself and signing off, right? But we're getting everything done with these 3 ladies. Now, you've been here how long? Almost 2 months. How long?
6 months.
All right, good. We're doing another fantastic narrative report training on Monday because denied claims are whose fault?
Danielle's.
Okay, thank you. I'm just kidding. So we talked about, so everybody knows Dixie. She doesn't want to get in front of the camera. But this is another thing that Federal Leader Centers does different than the other doctors who are prolific, again with that word, of getting your claims denied, is that all of our offices have designated case managers. And the case manager's job is to know everything I know. But she adds to that she knows everything about every one of you. And at any given time, I can ask her anything about any of you, and she can tell me everything that I need to know about all of you. So for that alone. No claim, and I assure you, no claim gets accepted without her touching it first. Period. So great work. And Jacqueline, everybody know you? Nobody puts together better events than you do. So, Jacqueline, very well entertained, right?
I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm having a great time as well. And it took a lot to put this together. And, you know, a lot of you guys see me come in and out of the office. A lot of times do a lot of behind the scenes things. But we all work together as a team. And at the end of the day, we want you guys feeling better, get back to work, and also having a good time, right? So thank you guys so much for coming. We really appreciate it.
Okay, so a couple of things. Who here is a clerk at the post office? Are there any clerks here? There's not a single clerk here? You people need more friends. You need more friends. Somebody's got to make friends with the clerk. So who works at the post office? Seriously. Okay. Well, that's okay. You did work at the post office. Okay. Who goes to work tomorrow clocking in at the post office? Okay. All right, so Jacqueline has some brochures for you. Quick break. Thank you very much. And any of the rest of you that can still get into your, to your station, whatever, please take some and help somebody out. Who's willing to take some brochures and help somebody out?
I don't put
I'm
some
not
in.
going to
I'm
work
the
anytime
mailman.
soon, but
You know what?
I'm the mailman.
Uh-huh.
When you start, I got something every day.
Well, I told him to give you one every day.
I got a packet every day.
Okay.
So
So
retired.
sometimes we send postcards out to just random people and say, hand this to your mailman. So if that ever happens, that's me.
Oh, that's funny.
And it'd be wrong if I didn't say thank you to Dr. Cox, because I want all of you to know So this is true. We have Federal Leader Centers as a franchise, like McDonald's, like Chick-fil-A, like Joint Chiropractic. It's a franchise. It works just like a franchise. We follow all the same federal laws that all franchises have to follow. We do the annual audits. It's actually a nightmare. But in order to run a business like this, that's what it takes. We are heavily involved in recruiting new doctors because you understand there's almost none. Hey, how many are there here in this city? There's only one that even makes any sense. Okay, everyone else is just I said that I'm lying. Okay, they are. But when we're recruiting doctors, for every one that says yes, like Dr. Cox, we have over 100 that say no. It is a struggle every day, 8 days a week. Okay, you get doctors to say, "Yeah, I'll do it," and then when they get on board with us, you wouldn't believe how many of them say, "Forget about it. This is way too hard." Okay, they can't keep up or whatever. And so the fact that we're now we're in year 1. Most new businesses don't survive the first year. Okay, we're thriving because we're getting claims accepted. What else do you want, right? You probably want to get better, which we're doing that too. Joe, stand up. Actually, come over here, Joe. Yeah. So this is one of my partners, Joe Giampa. His almost entire job is recruiting doctors. So he's the guy that 100 people say no to for every one that says yes. So I just want to say thank you.
Dr. Cox, that's the yes, by the way. It took 4 or 5 good months to go ahead and stay in communication, let them know what the program is about, because like many doctors, they don't know what it is. This program was developed in 1916. Medicare was 1965. So a lot of people know about Medicare, but don't know from the agencies you folks have. FECA was established in 1916 for federal workers, so over 106 years ago. So when you tell a doctor, I go to many conferences, we go together, hey, have you heard of Department of Labor, or FECA, OWCP? No. You heard of Medicare though, right? You do. They think because it's a federal program, it's as bad as Medicare or worse. They think because it's a federal injury, they think it's like state comp, which is worse, it's ration care. What they don't know is what you know. You can see a good clinician who can take time to go ahead and find out what your problem is, write solid reports to help you get back to work, either part-time or on a regular basis or restricted duty, but they're going to help you navigate the paperwork. So when I reach out to doctors, it becomes an issue because most doctors say, no, I just want to do less and this is a lot of paperwork, I really don't want to do that. Here's Dr. Cox now.
And what I want to say is this program was taken on. First of all, we've been building a team of people that almost a lot of them are here, but you know all the people that treat you every day. There's an image that is perceived out there that I want to see people get well. Like I've watched you limp for 25 years, and there's things that we can do to help. When I heard about this program, I kind of went down that rabbit hole, and then Eric isn't here right now. I know you're here, thank you. But there's a lot of other people that help support, right? Once I heard what could happen, and just like the treatment room downstairs, it's an open room. Everybody helps everybody else. And it's all the employees, it's all the energy, and it's the patient energy. Because you want to get better, you want to see results, you want to get there. It is definitely a very difficult program. And there's a lot of brain genius behind there for writing these things and all the evaluations, right? All things to coordinate the compliance that has to happen. But it is a lot of fun to see the results. We're staffed to a point, we're trying to get more people here to help, we're adding more services, but thank you for trusting in us. You guys do an amazing job, and how to do this program is difficult, but you make it seem easy. Where's Dixie? Dixie's one of the ones that outlines all of it. She has a more clear vision than I do. But thank you for all supporting all these pieces. And
so even though it took a while to get on board, he is now our #1 clinic tracking over the last, in just less than a year's time. We have clinics that have been out there for 4 or 5 years, but no one has put the resources, the time, the energy, the manpower, the dedication
staff, and
to making it grow. So we're very proud of this clinic. It is one of our legacy clinics, and we'd like to go ahead and help it even get stronger and help the rest of the Carolinas get the care they want and need. So thanks to you, but thanks to the good work the staff has done. Your input is critically important to help us add more services that would be vitally needed. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the new patient and the things that are important to you. If we can help you, the rest of it will take care of itself. So that's our focus. And having good people like Dr. and Mrs. Cox and the rest of the team, the case managers that's probably #1 in the country, you have some tremendous resources here that we're proud to be part of. So
did you like the massage today?
Everybody give a bunch of hearts to Joe. All right, so normally I teach a thing or two, but it's really boring. Do you guys have any questions, anything that's on your mind you need help with right now? I'm standing here. Well, I'll be here for a little while. We can talk about that soon. And Rachel, I do want to stand up for me, Rachel. So Rachel works with Eric Blowers. She's not but she's way smarter than Eric. So everyone say hi to Rachel. She's a lawyer. She's an OWCP expert. When you need a lawyer, which is rare, this is where you go. There are not two places you go. You go there because all your problems are solved. Thank you, Rachel. So Eric, next time, be here.
Yeah.
That's right. Show up.
I've never seen them, but I love them.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so that's it. I'm not going to keep you here. There's food and there's drinks, and I'm sure they're going to play some music or something, and Joe wants me to say something else.
Schedule awards.
Oh, who knows what the schedule award is?
Raise your hand.
Okay,
Phil.
so those of you that don't,
FCEs.
okay, so those of you that don't know what a schedule award, this is my favorite question. Who knows what money is? Okay, that's what schedule awards are. They're money. So when your claim is accepted, you're eligible potentially for a schedule award. Now, if you have a spine condition, probably not, which isn't fair, but I didn't write the rules. If I did, I'd rewrite that one. But in almost everything else, your arms, your shoulders, your legs, even if your spine condition causes problems into your arms and legs, those can be covered. And they have a financial value to them, okay? We know a person who can't use their thumb, but they have $30,000. I'd like my thumb back.
Right.
Okay, but if I don't have my thumb, 30,000 sounds pretty good to me. Okay, that's what a schedule award is. Rachel, you guys help with that, right?
Absolutely.
And here at this office, we can do 6th edition impairment ratings for schedule awards. That's very rare. You can call around to all 50 states and maybe find less than 10 people that say yes to this. So it's not, it's not easy to find. Is that right? I mean, do you have more than 10 people that you trust to do it?
That is the number one problem we have is we have people that are entitled to schedule awards, but we just can't find a doctor to
Right.
send people to.
Thank you. So if you're here and you like money and you have an accepted claim, you have an opportunity to get that. So that's good. I'm glad you brought that back up. Almost nobody does schedule awards. In fact, of our 50 some odd offices, I think we have 6 to do. Even in our group, it's hard to find doctors that will get trained to do it. Because the training's complicated, I guess. It's like being a doctor. And it's probably hard. So yeah, let your friends know. I know none of you have friends at work, but the people that you know at work who this might help, let them know. Maybe you can get it done. Yeah.
How do we know when we're ready for a scheduled award?
Well, you'll never know that. That's what doctors are for. So the schedule award, you get that from an impairment rating. You get the impairment rating when you're at what's called maximum medical improvement. Now the second M was medical, meaning it's a medical decision. People ask me all the time, how can I go get a schedule award? Well, I don't know. Are you better? Does your doctor think you're as good as you can get? Because that's what MMI means. Once your doctor says you're as good as you can get, now you're qualified. So you're at MMI, your case is accepted, and you have a body part that is rateable. And as long as you meet those 3 things, you can get an impairment rating and you can get money. And you might as well because you went through the trouble of getting hurt. So it's the very least the government can do is give you something at the end. Yeah?
Tell me how a third party works. Obviously, I don't get from behind.
Yeah.
It's a woman's insurance, but I know I've heard that you have to pay that back to workers' comp or Department of Labor from the insurance claim.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought this up. We were discussing with Dr. Cox earlier today third-party claims. Rachel is expert in this topic, but I won't make you talk. I'll do it. So, who drives for a living? Okay, who's ever been in a work on the job? Or in a work. Oh, no. That's going to be in the bloopers outtake room. Who's ever been in a car wreck while at work? Okay. Who called a PI lawyer? A personal injury lawyer.
Well, I gotta be my job to call.
Okay, well. So you don't call a personal injury lawyer, right? Do you? No, because they don't know anything about OWCP. They have no clue. They can't even spell it. Right. You need a federal lawyer. So Rachel does that, Eric does that. And you need that, and they'll communicate with any PI lawyers. But here's the deal. When your claim gets accepted, the insurance companies are going to deal with each other. You don't need to worry about that. But you get, on settlement, a minimum of 20%. And there's other stuff. If I said that in Eric's presidency, well, not exactly, Chris. But a minimum of 20% of the settlement goes back to you. 80% goes to the Department of Labor to pay their bills. And then once that's all paid out, you still have lifetime benefits. So you don't pay anything back, your claim's accepted. And in fact, the Department of Labor is going to send you a letter, or the agency or somebody, right? Saying, hey, it's a third party, you need to sue the other, the other person. So they want you to do it, but once you do it, they reward you with a settlement. But no, there's no money you pay back to them. I guess unless you lose, but if it wasn't your fault, you're not going to lose. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, well hey, that was fun. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. In all sincerity, thank you. And remember, the show of humanity, who's going to tell somebody tomorrow to come here to get help? Please don't let somebody else be alone. That's not fair to them. It's not their fault they don't know. It's your fault they don't know. You can fix that tomorrow. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. And thank you too. Good night.